I'm going to marry, even though they're already a set, I'm going to glue these onto each other and make a cute little Christmas arrangement that's going to be permanent, because of course, you know, the cup's just going to roll around if I don't somehow glue it. And I thought it is a perfect way to reuse. So I'm going to try to tip it as far back as I can, resting some of the points on here. I have this super glue for glass, so that should adhere it. For a little extra, just to make sure that it's bonding, I put a little bit of hot glue down. Thought I had the camera on, I did not. Just so while that other glue is drying, it has something so it does not move around. Directions on this glass glue say 5 minutes, press together for 5 minutes. It's resting upon itself. So I'm just going to set it off to the side before I start creating with it, just to make sure that it's good and adhered together. Okay, so I have the two pieces married together, glued together. Little bit of bonus with the hot glue kind of helped. But I have the sweet little lamb that I would like to fit in here. Is he not so cute? But as you see, he would just kind of fade away. So I'm going to layer like a little doily in here. I think that would be, I know it's covering up a lot of the pattern, but it, you know, we still got the green farms, because this has actually have a farm scene on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue inside to hold down the doily. And I like that you kind of see layers of the ruffles. And we'll just kind of press that in there. Getting it all through the layers of the doily. I'll do a couple more around the edges. Oh, it's so cute already. Now to back, I have an old, as you see, an old wreath. So I thought maybe we could line the two together. Look how cute that would be. So I need to kind of tip this, put some hot glue around the edge of the cup. Enough that it will hold the tree, or it's not a tree. It is a bottle brush wreath. And so now I got to try to kind of squash it in there and then hold it so that it glues. I like the little ribbon on the side kind of pop next to him. That is cute. And then I can take his little feet and I can glue them onto there. Oh, such a simple way to reuse a teacup, a doily, bits and parts that you might have laying around. I might have to glue them to the back of it, but for right now, I'm just going to, because I like his little head being next to the, and I don't know, I may change the ribbon out. We'll see. I think it's kind of, it's, you know, it's flat. See if this works out, because I can't fluff that up very well. So I do have some red velvet ribbon. So let me see if I can change that out or not. You just never know, right? I like the way that it pops with him. Oh, then I can trundle that down. So now I have to find the little wire it's attached to. I can just go get some more wire. Because that one, this part really didn't get, you know, there's nothing for it to attach to there. So I think I'm just going to take another piece of the ribbon. And I think it's small enough that I can fit it in here. Easily? No, probably not, but I can get it in there. Come on, little guy. Things we do, right? There. So then I can take that, and then that'll cover up where it was. Well, then my strings are not anywhere near the right length of each other. Oh, there's something about velvety ribbon. I wish this other side was as red as what that is, but I'm going to play with that bow for a minute. To make it bigger. You know when you know. I got more bow going on there. That makes me happy. Now I'm going to cut some of this excess off. I don't know. I kind of like it like hanging down. So I just want to make sure, like I have a little V, little triangle, I guess, little angle, not straight across. Like you did it on purpose. Then I have the set of 4, but as you see, 1 is broken. So I'm going to untwist these little guys. Take the one that is broken out of the mix. So it'll just be 3, but it has mercury bead bulbs in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and twist them back up. Make it like something that I can attach to glue it to. And then glue it. Do I want it glued here or do I want it glued there? Now that I peeked, I'm going to get some glue on there. Plenty of glue because it's got to go into the fabric. And then to offset the gold mercury beads, I have some of these picks that used to come out of floral arrangements. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to twist them so that they have something to glue onto. The round base is a little bit better than just trying to do it on a stick. And plus, if I left the stick, you know, like all the wire there, it would be too much. Kind of want to stick them underneath here if I can. And then I think it'd be easier to put the glue there first and then stick those in there. See if this works out. I'm going to try to put a Merry Christmas. This is some ribbon I bought off of Amazon. So I'm going to try to cut it close. And then in the hopes of gluing it kind of like right down in that area. So I think a little bit on his leg. And then a little bit over on that side. I have one more little broken piece of mercury bead garland. So then I'm going to tip this back, put a little hot glue. And then kind of just have those trundling, not covering up the Merry Christmas, but just kind of trundling in there. Oh my gosh, look at this amazing garland from the Dollar Tree. Now this one, they had a couple different, one had snowman, this one has candy canes. I grabbed the candy cane. The snowman had the same pattern. If you look deep into, it has red and white on this garland. So whether I'm going to snip these off, I don't know. I'm going to actually make a wreath out of it, so we'll see what they look like once I make the wreath. So let's get the little tag off here. So I bought a pack of these very light wreath forms off of Amazon, so I'm good to go for a while. I think there was like 20 of them, but I didn't want to make something so big. I just wanted it to be like an accent, not necessarily you have to like hang it on the wall, you know, like in the background of a cabinet hutch when you're doing your decor. So I thought this would be perfect. So now I need to find my starting point. Like I said, I don't mind the candy canes, and if I don't like them, I just will snip them off. So I'm going to start off with just gluing this down. So after you get it glued down, this is the side I glued. I put it through the middle. So now I'm going to take my strand and I'm going to butt it up next to the next strand. I'm going to kind of lift this because we want it to stay puffy as possible. So I'm just going to kind of move that, which I mean, it might just stay puffy on its own, but I thought I'm just going to help it, especially on one side, the side that I want it to be the face, the front. So I just move over what I had. I'm not worried so much about the other side because one will be flat, one will have other yummies attached to it. And I'm making mine quite full, and the candy canes aren't even, they're just kind of a fun accent. So when you get to that one spot that you're ready to glue off, just add some more glue. Hold that down till it cools, and then add on the next strand. You do you. You do how full you like it to be. I'm just going to sneak that right in there. And then start wrapping again. Yes, what we're doing today is we are making some more decor, some more Christmas decor that can live on and on. All those thrifted finds, all those yummy things that they have out and about right now in the stores that we just can't pass up. The stores, the thrift stores, the big box stores, antique stores, everybody has it all out and it's just in your face, and you know, I buy it all year long. So that's what I'm sharing with you, a couple ideas of things that you can make with some of a mixture of new and vintage and old. Okay, I put mine nice and tight together, so it took all 5 strands that I had purchased. I could probably have used like a half one, but I figured I was going to glue things onto here anyway. So yes, they do just kind of fall off, but I like them, so I'm not going to bother doing anything to them. So how many more will fall off? I don't know. Oh, geez. You know, it's Dollar Tree. Now, I know this arrangement is already super cute, but when I saw it, I'm like, I needed somebody for this. I totally needed that. So I'm taking it out of the vase. It's been glued together, but not necessarily my jam. So I'm going to try to get him apart from all this other stuff. There we go. I got him. I got him off. Okay, so let's fix his little body parts. Talk about Dollar Tree stuff. I'm pretty sure these were pretty cheaply made, but a lot of us love them anyway. I don't know if we all love them, but a lot of us do. Oh, he'll be cute, but he does need something to them. I know that was cute, but that's not what I envisioned when I wanted to make this wreath. Okay, so to give something for him to back, so you can see the little guy, this is a reflector. So I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it on. Kind of pushing it in there. Then I can see then we see him. And he's already been glued. Because he's a little bit on the heavier side. I wanted to make sure I put plenty of glue there. Yeah, okay, candy cane's still falling off there, man. Still falling off. So now I'm going to add some more reflectors. I know they kind of go away, you know, in the but it's all about the little accents. I could see if I might have smaller ones of those. Okay, I did have some smaller silver ones. So I think that will make that pop. So now just deciding where everybody is going to go. Okay, now I'm going to start layering. I think I want them to be up in here. Push that in. What would we do without hot glue? I'm just asking. All those little bits and pieces that they really made their lights fancy back in the day for their trees. So we're just layering it all up. Oh, there again, doing the reflector. I'm just happy that people didn't throw this stuff away. Changed my mind. I wanted you to see the red a little bit more. So I went back in my stash. That's not just a floral. My stash. Sorry. Your stash doesn't make sense to people. They just look at you like, what? You know, until you start creating. And then you have this whole world to be able to create with. And I love these flip top totes from, I hope you watched the Journey channel when I show you my organization of how I try to organize everything. Try to anyway. Yeah, it needed that. It needed the red. Now I feel like I need to put a little bulb in here. These are some sticking with my little red and white theme here. Will they go in, or do I need to pop that? I might need to pop that bottom out. You never know what you're going to use to create. Because if I did, like, you know, different colors, and then these won't stick in there as well. Not that you're going to turn the lights on or anything. Well, especially not since I just tore it apart, but just gives it that finished look. Okay, now you see a little bit better probably, but I just needed to be able to center it. Now I want to add some of the bulbs in here. I have different colors, different shapes, but I'm kind of sticking with my little red theme that I got going on here. Look at, there's so many different ones. Like this was probably for a ceramic tree, but it's all good. How many different shapes is there? A lot. Apparently there was a lot over the years. I have these little candy, little peppermint. I feel like since he's got a little damage on his hands, or that's probably how he was made. I'm gonna see it all works in there. Do I want? The pack from Amazon comes like this, and there's really tiny ones and there's really big ones. And then to kind of help pop that little silver one in the middle, I guess they were meant, they have holes, so I guess they were meant to, you could string them. Sure. Like these little tiny ones though, that'll help pop that. I guess the clear wasn't the best choice, but it's already there. Can't help myself, I just love these little things so much. And all I have to say, do not pull on the candy canes, because unfortunately the candy canes just pull right off of this. Yep, you see logs. My next one, these are birch logs. I actually purchased them out of somebody's booth. Though I might see if I can tighten them with some new, because it's not very tight. I would like them to be a little bit on the tighter side. So it looks like they put multiple zip ties together. But yeah, I like the thought of somebody sitting on some logs. And birch is just one of those, like, I gotta play with it here, like which way do I like it to be before I think like that. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. I've got some clear, these are clearish, that's a word, right? Clearish. I'm just trying to get them so they're nice and it's nice and tight. Then we'll cut that excess off. Actually, it wasn't as hard as I thought. I thought it was going to be much harder. This little cutie, he is newer. I don't know how new, but I just loved. My other pixies were a little bit too small for these big old logs, but he is perfect. And I thought I'm going to go with the red and white theme for this one. I think he's right there. We could just glue him on here right now and he would be perfect. But we're not going to do that. Y'all know that. I have some of this garland. Now this tinsel's from Walmart last year. I do think that they have it. And I'm just actually using it to cover up like the bottom here. So I'm going to roll this onto the bottom. Kind of go along. I don't think it'll melt the strip. I don't think it will. Okay, so something to hold onto that. And that'll actually tighten these up too. There again, I'm going to go over a few times, just kind of centering it. Or trying to keep it in the center anyway. Yeah, that's pretty good. A little bit more glue. Turn my glue off. And then I have this. Glittery would go with the red and white. So I'm just going to wrap a little bit around there. Go back to my bottom. Or is this my top? Which one's my top? I got confused. I think this is my top. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is my... oh my... help! Help! Like I don't know what I'm doing. I do. Sure I do. I could edit all those parts out and you'll never know that I was confused with myself. Right? Hence why I'm not a very, yeah, the live thing, yeah. Tuck it under, tried to make a nice clean edge. Oh, I like the thought that that's, you know, a little bit of snow or something. I think it's this way, because then this way the little guy can sit right on the first log. I like him on this side better. He fits better, so we're going to, he's already been glued to something. Stick him right into that snow. Let's see, gluing his legs down, so he's kind of kicking up at me. I do not know what this wire is for, so I'm just going to clip it off. Clip it off. I don't know why it was sticking out there. His glue behind him is still kind of not solid yet, so I'm going to stick a couple candy canes because it's my jam. There's just something about that red and white. And I got, these were, I guess they were ornaments, so I'm going to do a little present right here. I don't know about the second one at the moment. Sometimes it's easier to put the glue in where you want the item to be and then pop it in. Go big, go home. This is just going to be full of funness. So this is my last one from Hobby Lobby. I have not made it back to Hobby Lobby. They're probably all gone now. I love these. I should have bought more because they're so lightweight. And if you don't want one of them, they just slide right off. Just felt like that one would have been a little too much there. Like I wanted them to, you know, tier, so you didn't have too many. Yeah, that one's gonna use everything, right? Okay, I got a peek for a second. I'm always showing you guys. You get your vision and you kind of know. There, yeah, he needed like 3 going on there. And then we can glue the other ones down there. So I'm looking at my stash. This is from last year. Joann's. Are we all still sad about that? They did have some of the best. Well, you know, we had Frank's nursery. Y'all tell me where you used to go. Yeah, I do like that. I didn't want to cut that off until, you know, because you kind of have to see where it's going to lay. That's the only one I have of that. And I have these that were ornaments. As you see, they're all attached. Take this little tag off. I don't know. Oh, that would be cute. Isn't that cute? Just kind of trundling down like that. Can I wrap that around the candy cane? I still can glue it, but that'll just give it some little bit more. Like, oh, that is so cute. I have these little white 25, and I thought that would be cute to put it on the present, since the present's not necessarily like the matching of the white and the red. Had to bring the white covering that up, but you needed something big. Needed a big filler. Can you have too many candy canes? I don't know. So I'm just going to place them here and there, glue them on. These were off of Amazon. Just kind of like where I feel like they're different sizes. They're rubber, which matches that rubber part. So the one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little tufts of this and then stick it like we have snow. Just kind of back up the rest of the stuff. Help cover up any glue as if it's just hanging out there on its own, right? So thank you so much for watching today's video. I absolutely did not even know I had a color scheme going until I started creating, and I just love each and every one of these. It makes my hoard not look so bad when I start working with my stash. It's nice to have a full stash that you are able to create with, that you're like, you get your vision, you see an inspiration, and you run with it, and you're like, hey, I have this, this, and that, and I can make my own version of it. And that is what all these are, my little own version. And I didn't know I was having a red and white theme going on, but there it is. I absolutely love each and every one of them. I hope I have inspired you to get in your stash, create if you can, or if you want to go out looking. The stores are full of Christmas. Every big box, antique, thrift stores, they all have Christmas. It's all out there right now. So thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye.